Welcome to Accepting Life, where we help you navigate the world of wealth and status. In today's challenging economic climate, it's not uncommon to face financial difficulties at some point in our lives. Whether it's due to a sudden job loss, unexpected expenses, or mounting debt, experiencing economic hardship can be a stressful and overwhelming experience. It's essential to recognize the warning signs early on, so you can take steps to mitigate the impact and regain your financial stability. In this article, we'll discuss some of the most common signs that you may be experiencing economic hardship and offer some practical tips to help you overcome these challenges. The World Economic Forum recently made a statement that has been causing quite a stir among many people. By 2030, you will own nothing and you will be happy. This has led to a discussion about a new breed of people in society who are, by choice or circumstance, living without much material wealth. These individuals may not appear poor on the surface, but they are living with a constant sense of anxiety about money and their financial situation. As you navigate your daily life, there may be signs that you are a part of this new group of people. For example, you may find that your rent consumes half of your income, or that you still live with your parents because you cannot afford to move out on your own. You may not own much, and what you do own may fit in a travel bag. If someone were to lend you something, you would be extremely grateful. Furthermore, you may be paying a premium price for a tiny living space that barely fits a broom closet and a toilet. You tell yourself that it's fine because you wouldn't want to live anywhere else, but in reality, owning a home is one of your biggest goals. Unfortunately, you may not understand that the house you live in is not an asset, but rather a liability. This may be difficult to comprehend, and you may blame the previous generation for the state of the economy and the housing market. Another sign that you may be a part of this new group of people is if your emergency fund is under $1,000. This means that you are only one small emergency away from personal bankruptcy. The last time something like this happened, you may have had to borrow money or pawn or sell off some of your possessions. You may justify this by saying that possessions are holding you back, but in reality, you feel lost and anxious. You may also find that you don't have a career, but rather just a job that barely covers your living expenses. This job is not what you want to do, so you see no point in figuring out how to get promoted because that would mean more responsibility doing something you hate. You may have dreams of buying land outside of the city and growing your own food or pursuing a creative endeavor, but you haven't taken any steps towards those goals in over a decade. To make matters worse, you may have student debt or other types of debt that are holding you back. You may have pursued a degree that didn't do much in today's economy, and now you feel like you've wasted all that money. Plumbers and electricians are out earning you by a landslide, and you feel like you're less than broke. You're technically on the negative side of things, and you need to work for several years just to catch up. All of these signs may indicate that you are a part of this new group of people who are living with a constant sense of financial anxiety. However, it's important to remember that personal responsibility is crucial if you're ever going to make something happen. It's easy to blame others or the state of the economy for your situation, but deep down, you know that you need to take action if you're going to improve your financial situation. While it may be difficult and overwhelming, taking the first step towards financial stability is the most important thing you can do for yourself and your future. There are several key habits and behaviors that can indicate whether someone is on the path to becoming financially unstable or not. One of the main indicators of financial instability is a lack of investable assets. If you want to grow your wealth and become financially secure, it is important to own something that generates or increases in value over time. Unfortunately, many people do not have anything in their lives outside of themselves that is making them money or increasing in value consistently. For example, many people mistakenly believe that their car is an asset, when in reality it is a liability. Cars require constant upkeep and maintenance, including fuel, oil changes, and repairs, which can add up over time and cost you money. Instead of investing in a car, it is important to invest in assets that have the potential to appreciate over time, such as apartments, houses, or stocks. While some people may feel like they cannot afford to invest in these types of assets, there are many ways to get started even with a limited budget. For example, you can start by investing in just one share of a company, such as Starbucks, for as little as $100. Not only can this help you potentially earn money as the company grows and its stock price increases, but you can also earn dividends, which are regular payments made to shareholders. Another habit that can lead to financial instability is failing to keep up with inflation. Inflation occurs when prices for goods and services rise over time, which can make it harder for people to maintain their current standard of living. If your salary or income is not increasing at least as much as the rate of inflation, you may find yourself struggling to keep up with rising costs. Another habit that can lead to financial instability is relying too heavily on payment plans or installment payments to buy things. While these payment options may seem convenient at first, they often come with high interest rates that can add up over time and end up costing you much more in the long run. Instead, it is important to make purchases that you can afford to pay for in full upfront, or to seek out alternative financing options with lower interest rates. By being aware of these common habits and behaviors that can lead to financial instability, you can take steps to improve your financial health and set yourself on the path to long-term financial security. How people tend to overpay for little things that they consider small treats. For example, they may pay $2 for a cup of coffee at Starbucks when they could make the same coffee themselves for a fraction of the cost. They may also buy brand name medication that is 5 times more expensive than generic medication even though they have the same chemical makeup. The speaker attributes this behavior to marketing, which convinces people that they need to spend more money to feel a sense of status. Despite not getting any additional benefits in terms of quality, people consistently overpay for these small treats, even when they cannot afford to. How people prioritize the present over the future, often borrowing from their future selves to live in the moment. The speaker argues that this mentality is a characteristic of the new poor, a group of people who follow trends and are not concerned with the consequences of their actions. The speaker gives an example of someone spending $75 going out on a Friday night despite only having $200 in their account and being $35,000 in debt. The speaker encourages people to take personal responsibility and consider their future financial well-being when making decisions. How people with vague skills and interests tend to be part of the new poor. These individuals may spend their time on the internet and have a vague interest in something oddly specific, like locally brewed craft beer or cartoon theories. They may also be focused on making their pets Instagram famous or obsessing over their Hogwarts house on Twitter. The speaker argues that these individuals lack skills and do not know how to do much beyond these superficial interests. In contrast, the 1% of this generation are successful because they have skills and are able to monetize them. The speaker encourages people to develop skills and focus on things that have real value. The speaker discusses how people tend to avoid talking about money because it is considered taboo or lame. The speaker argues that this mentality is a characteristic of the new poor, who resent traditional methods of building wealth and label them as white-collar or sport. The speaker encourages people to talk about money and take control of their finances. The speaker also notes that the new poor tend to drool at displays of wealth and fantasize about being on the other side, but are not willing to put in the effort to get there. Overall, the speaker encourages people to take personal responsibility for their finances, develop valuable skills, and take control of their financial future. The speaker notes that while the older generation had more work experience and wealth acquired at a younger age, the younger generation has a competitive advantage due to the technological advancements and ability to scale exponentially. By taking advantage of this competitive advantage and developing valuable skills, people can become free rich and achieve financial freedom. Experiencing economic hardship is a reality for many people around the world. The signs of economic hardship are often subtle and can go unnoticed until it is too late. Overpaying for small things, prioritizing present pleasures over future planning, lacking valuable skills, being resistant to change, and avoiding discussions about money are all signs that one may be struggling financially. However, it is important to remember that there are resources available to help those who are experiencing economic hardship. Seeking financial education, developing valuable skills, and creating a long-term financial plan are all steps that can be taken to improve one's economic situation. By recognizing the signs of economic hardship and taking proactive steps to address them, it is possible to overcome financial challenges and achieve a brighter financial future. We'll see you back here again. Thank you for watching this video Accepting Life. If you found it valuable, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our awesome community.